So welcome to another episode of Placement Diaries. Today we have Devansh Jan Naval with us. So Devansh, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Devansh and I am a year senior to Nishant. I just graduated from NSIT Delhi, same branch as Nishant. If I'm not wrong, like the computer science.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I graduated in 2020. Not the best time to graduate, but yeah, it's been quite silent few months at home, right? And just to get a sense of what I'm doing right now. So right now I'm running a startup by the name of The Healthy Company, along with my best friend of 10 years, Akshay, right? And yeah, so it's in the health tech space, and it's been a good journey. So I think that's just a quick overview.
So you also had an internship offer from GS and a PP offer as well, right? So you have interned at Goldman Sachs. So how was the internship experience there?
Sure. So I mean, at Goldman, right, you can imagine that you're away from parents for 2 months. You're in a city like Bangalore, and you're living in a house with three of your closest friends. So I mean, obviously, it was great from a holistic perspective. But let's talk about Goldman Sachs per se and the work-related aspects. Particularly, the thing with Goldman or any job for that matter is it's very subjective to the boss you work under, right? Who's your manager? So it's a common saying, right? Ki whenever you're going for a job, especially your first job out of college, don't go for the company, go for the manager you want to work under, and that sort of people you want to work under, right? Because that has a much larger impact than the company itself. And if you're going with a good set of people, they'll take you with them to good places. So that's briefly, I mean, any internship experience, how that sums up. It's very relative to the manager you have. Touchwood had a great manager, right? Very, very chill guy. So what ended up happening is we had an internship project. Typically what happens in any internship, right? They have an intern project. So for me, it was a 2-month project. Incidentally enough, I had worked on some of the technologies that they were using. So it was Angular and TypeScript. And I had worked on that before, so which is why I was a little more comfortable, and I got to finish that project within the first month itself. So it was a simple data binding project. I mean, not going to bore you with the technical details. So that's what ended up happening. And the second month, because during social interactions, my manager knew some of the work I had done in machine learning and deep learning prior to the internship. He knew I had an interest for that. So the second month was basically just a complete moonshot project, which was trying to build an internal Siri or internal Google Assistant of sorts for the Goldman application, right? Building an NLP model for within the application. So that was the second project. And again, so that it's been a great ride there. And yeah, so I mean, that's just a quick view of the internship experience. I ended up getting a PPO from there. I think a couple of weeks after we left, they declared, and I think everyone from my batch ended up getting a PPO. There was no one who did not end up getting a PPO.
Yeah. So was there a process for the PPO, or it was just based upon your work, what you did in the past 2 months?
So yeah, there wasn't any specific process for the PPO, and that's how it should be, right? It was completely based out of the 2 months your manager is evaluating you continuously, right? He's trying to do that. I think one good thing that I did that from the start is I sort of broke that communication barrier with my manager, and I was a little informal since the start, right? And a lot of people, I mean, especially when it's your first internship or the first time you're working in a corporate environment, I'm sure you can also relate from your internships, right? That you're not really able to break that communication barrier. थोड़ा डर लगते रहता है continuously, right? ये बोलूँ, नहीं बोलूँ, or anything. So for me, incidentally, because it was not my first internship, I had that advantage कि I was very informal with the manager there from the get-go, and that really works in your favor because, I mean, at the end of the day, right? Even a manager, he'll evaluate you on the basis of your work, but everyone really evaluates you on your soft skills. Can I work with this person in a team, right? If you do a college project, you don't just straight rush away to the best coder, do you? I'm sure you don't, right? You try and look for people जिनके साथ काम करने में it'll be fun, it'll be okay, I can have a chilled out conversation with them, right? So that's what, everyone is human. So that's what worked in my favor, that I was very informal with the manager. He knew what I was up to, and because of that, I used to have a lot of discussions above and beyond work as well with him. So I think that also really, plays a factor. If you're going from a traditional PPO route. I mean, apart from doing the normal stuff, काम कर लेना ठीक से and just finish your but just build that relationship, right? Because you learn a lot more, not just from your manager, but from your team who have been working at Goldman for 2-3 years. So that, for example, you're going to CureFit now. If you have a chance, right? If you talk to people who've been working at CureFit for 3 to 5 years, you'll understand, yeah, okay, is that just drives you even further. This is, do I want to be like my manager and do this? So it's just like life, man. I mean, just like anything else.
So how did you prepare for your internship season?
The internship season, right? Typically, what had happened is I did not really end up preparing too much for the internship season, to be very honest. And that's just a factor that I am just not disciplined enough, to be very honest, right? So, I mean, in the internship season, right, it's the typical way to go, and which I believe is the right way to go, is I think they take up some website like Geeks for Geeks, or I think 2-3 और होते हैं. You take up those, you do the DSA part, you get strong on that, and that clears you the basic threshold, which is the test, and then you think about the interview, right? For me, particularly, a couple of things happened. Number one, by that point, I had already started Alnourish, which was the initial form of the startup I'm running. At that point, it was a social venture related to spirulina farming and to do with farmers, and we were preparing for this summit in Brazil. It was a competition, right? It was just a student level competition. हम prepare कर रहे थे, 5 of us. So that took some amount of time. Secondly, I was also actively working and learning as part of Aries, right? Which I think you're the president of now, right? So Aries Robotics, right? So building that Mars rover out. So that's what I was really involved in, and that just piqued my interest on another level. So by default, my brain was just going towards either Aries or Alnourish. So what ended up happening is, out of the 2 months summer vacation, first 1 month, 40 days, I ended up doing nothing. Post that, what happened is, one of my seniors, I just panicked for her. I was like, okay, I just realized internship season hi aane wala, I haven't done shit. What do I do essentially? And she just told me that Geeks for Geeks पे there is this thing called must do questions, जो तेरे को सिर्फ हर एक टॉपिक पे सिर्फ 5-6 क्वेश्चंस करने पड़ेंगे, राइट? सो ग्राफ्स में मान लो 5-6 होंगे, एरेज पे 10 होंगे फॉर एग्जांपल, राइट? जस्ट वो है, एंड दैट इज द बेयर मिनिमम, बट दे इन्वॉल्व अ लॉट ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट्स, तो वो कर लेना. I was like, okay, I mean, that's just the way to go about it. So I ended up doing those 10 questions, right? And by doing those, what I was just trying to do consciously is I knew कि ये जो मैं क्वेश्चन करने वाला हूँ ये नहीं आने वाला है, एंड मैंने उस अप्रोच से नहीं प्रिपेयर किया कि मैं 1000 क्वेश्चन कर लूंगा और उनमें से मेरे को आ जाएगा एंड मेरे को वहाँ बोनस क्रैक हो जाएगा कि हाँ ये तो मैंने किया हुआ है. सो द अप्रोच आई हैड इज आई जस्ट ट्राई टू पैटर्न मैच कि इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन का ये ब्रीफ फंडामेंटल्स होते हैं, हाउ यू लुक एट इट, these are the data structures that are involved, इस algorithm की ये fundamentals है, and वहाँ पे जब भी कोई नया question आएगा, I'll just try and figure out इसमें से मेरा knowledge base ये है, कितना मेरे से हो जाएगा उस time. So that's the approach I followed, particularly towards the intern season. A couple of things though there is I did go for this course, एक DSA course होता है, ये जो institute है, Coding Ninjas or something का एक course होता है the end of first year, I think, yeah. So I joined that. It's a 3-month course, and ultimately what I did there is I went there for about a month. After that, I had to go for a vacation with my family, and uske baad when I came back, I just did not end up going there. Uske baad, right? But I had some fundamentals here. C++ ये चीज होती है. So that's basically, I had some brief experience, very limited bit of coding there. Apart from that, I always focused on development in my first couple of years. I was interested in tech, I was interested in programming per se, but wasn't really a competitive coder by any standard. I used to love creating things, projects and everything. That was a lot more developing centered. So that's just to tell you, I had built up certain projects in the 2 years, and I'll tell you how that finally came into use. So internship season started. The first company that came into the process in our year was DE Shaw, right? And DE Shaw का बहुत एक simple criteria था. Even to apply, you have to be an 8.5 or a 9 GPA plus, right? I was neither. I was, I don't know, 8 भी touch हो गया होगा नहीं होगा by that point. I was nowhere even close. So that happened. They took a couple of bright hits from our batch there. Our second company that came in was Sprinkler. Sprinkler में incidentally what happened is we all took the test, and one of my friends who's a great coder, he was also sitting beside me, right? So 2 questions I could do. Third questions I asked him, bro, kya approach hoga? He told me the approach. I ended up doing that, and I cleared. I hope I don't incriminate myself here, but I mean, just to tell you 100% honestly, right, how everything worked out. So we did that third question, and after that, so I got it into the interview of Sprinkler. So finally, kya hua? Interview with Sprinkler, they asked a couple of standard development centric questions from me because they had seen my experience. So I was like, so they're like system design and ye puchenge. I was relatively decent at those. Wo ho gaya mera. Third thing is they came up to the point of Al Nourish, right? And by that point, we had acquired a government grant funding and we were planning to incorporate a company. So I had written all of that in my CV. They came into that and they just blasted me. Ki, even if we take you, you're going to come into our company and you're either not going to join or you're going to leave in a couple of years because you want to do your own startup. So hum kyun le? And I had no answer for that. That's a very fair question to be honest. I had no answer for that. I was like, okay, I mean, whatever you feel. And so therein, I was rejected from Sprinkler. And मैं घर गया. CV में I removed the Al Nourish wala part completely. And so I sat for my next interview. And the next day, Goldman Sachs aa gayi. I think that was the third company join. Took the test, cleared it, touched wood. And Goldman mein there were 5 rounds of interviews, so it's a very grilling process, right? And everyone was exhausted after it, especially the people who were rejected in the 5th round. For them it was exhausting on another level. So Goldman mein it's a 5 round process. Therein what happened is first round. So typically what happens is 4 round to DSA centric ही होते हैं, एक वो HR होता है. So for me what happened is first round was DSA centric. But incidentally, right, you might have heard this advice कि internship के time CV नहीं देखते हैं, वो placement के time देखते हैं. Internship time CV की कोई value नहीं होती, just focus on your DSA. That actually is not true at all from my experience. Either in Sprinkler or Goldman Sachs, दोनों में they checked out my CV, they saw a couple of cool projects, and they immediately started asking me related to those projects. A couple of them were ML centric. So मेरा एक round of interview 1 घंटा चला था and was completely around ML. They wanted to test my fundamentals of machine learning and is it just something जो लिख दिया है क्योंकि it's cool or do you understand it and the maths behind it. So right, so that's what ended up happening at Goldman Sachs, and obviously I got through. So I mean, if there's any key takeaway for anyone listening to this, is it's not that they don't pay attention to your CV, but if your CV is very generic, जैसे बाकी 20 applicants के, then obviously how will they try and differentiate you? It's through questions. Then they'll want to understand why is he better than the others. Then they'll ask for DSA. But if within your CV they see some things that are stand out and highlight, as any natural human, they gravitate towards that and they want to know more about that and they want to understand the person. At the end of the day, they're evaluating the person, right? A lot of times they may not take the best coder, right? Even in the Goldman process, I am very confident in saying there were probably better coders who did not making the cut, right? And this happens in all interviews, right? Which is why they say luck is a great factor, and it is.
Yeah.
But even in your processes, right, it's not always the best competitive coders always manage to get through the interviews, right? It's very abstract in that sense. It's very unstructured. It's not a scientific process. So I mean, which is why if you have done projects in the first couple of years or 3 years, highlight those and try to do those kick-ass projects in the first couple of years. That'll help you a lot.
So how did you come up with Al Nourish? And now it's the healthy company.
So I mean, come up with Al Nourish kya tha yaar? So there was this competition called the Thought for Food Challenge. Ye ho raha tha Brazil mein. A couple of my seniors, Aman Khuller and Nakul Agarwal, right, the guys who started Aries, in fact, they were promoting it, and I knew them from DevSoc, and because I had been to the Harvard Immune, so which is why I was in touch with Aman, because he was also interested and he had some guidance there, and he was a good debater in general. So they knew me. So when they came to my class, they were like, Devansh, dekh le, acha project hai, and if you are able to do this well, you'll get a trip to Brazil. I was like, okay, why not? I mean, why? Who wouldn't want to go on an all expenses paid trip to Brazil with your friends again? So that's how Al Nourish started. It was regarding food and future of food and how do we make food sustainable. During that, we had Shashank, who's a biotechnology engineer. He was working around spirulina, So he knew कि अच्छा spirulina ये है. He introduced us कि it's such a great thing with algae. You can make energy. It's a great source of food also. A lot of things. So we started that project around spirulina farming, particularly. वो होते क्या finally we ended up not winning that competition, so we did not get the all expenses paid trip to Brazil, and that was sad. But what is happening is जब हम ये कर रहे थे, so there were a couple of grants ऐसी जो government की, we saw an ad in a newspaper कि Rajasthan government was promoting startups. So if you have an innovative idea, you can apply with just an idea. You don't need to show them a product or traction. हमने कर दिया apply कर दिया. We got a mail back from them saying you guys are selected and चलो आ जाओ. But ultimately what happened is we weren't उतना ज़्यादा interested or anything, so we delayed it for a couple of weeks. फिर follow up आ गया वहाँ से कि क्या हुआ, guys like come over to Rajasthan, pitch your idea at least. So like अच्छा ये लोग इतने ज़्यादा interested लग रहे हैं, why are we taking it so lightly, let's go and pitch. तो हम गए, हमने pitch कर दिया, and touchwood, I mean I don't know, they just liked कि यार अच्छे 3 बच्चे हैं, अच्छा करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कुछ or something. They ended up funding us for that. Initially it was a small amount, like 4 or 5 odd lakhs, but they ended up funding us there. And then we got serious, oh okay, there are external people who are ready to fund us. So what is the commercial idea we can take out of this? And this then we reeled in my personal experience. So when I came into college, I was over 100 kilos, right? And after JEE I was over 120, 130 kilos. So I was obese. And even in college when I ended, I was very fat. And so I was on my personal health journey during college, right? I ended up losing 50 kilos in total and everything. So that's when it struck us that, this is something that can be really good for people trying to lose weight because of its nutritional values.
Yeah.
So why not just make spirulina infused edibles, right? तो हमने ये सोचा. We started with chocolates. हमें लगा अच्छा क्या चीज़ है जो अच्छी टेस्ट करती है, and we want a healthier version of that. So we started with dark chocolates. We went to Diwali melas in and around Gurgaon, Delhi. We sold, and people started really liking the idea. So we're like, okay, what else can we do? So we started a range of products, whether it's green tea, whether it's granola bar. So that's what we started in 2019. So by that when we got a little serious कि अच्छा ये कुछ ऐसे ही मजाक टाइम पास नहीं है, we can maybe do that. And it was just a fun college project for the longest time, right? Even till I mean the end of my 4th year, we weren't very very serious towards doing it, right? We were like ठीक है सही चल रहा है, whatever, once we graduate we close this down and देख लेंगे. So that's the approach. It was just something we're getting to learn a shit ton of things, whether it's legality, compliances, finances, marketing. So ये सब सीखने, treating it as a mini MBA कि मेरे को ये सीखने को मिल रहा है कॉलेज में. So that's what we did. But I mean, towards January this year, things really picked up, and in terms of revenues, numbers, users, people started really appreciating the product, and we saw kind of changes it was making in everyone's life. So we're like, okay, we should take this shit seriously. And yeah, so that's just been a journey of the Healthy Company, as you mentioned. Off the call, so we have raised our seed round, which is the first institutional round very recently, and yeah, so that's just the journey of the Healthy Company, and I mean it's been a great ride. I'm just enjoying it. I'm essentially like I'm getting paid and doing everything just to learn a lot of things. So I mean it's the best thing I can do for myself.
So yeah. So you also mentioned MBA, right? So you have cleared CAT with the 99.96. Yeah, it's like really great, and you have also cracked IIM A, B, and C. So how can you please explain the journey? How was the process and everything?
Sure. So see, particularly right in the CAT front. I'll be very upfront. I don't know why, because I'll tell you how my CAT journey came in. For me, right, and this is something that I always, give out as advice to anyone looking for it, is I don't really think it makes a lot of sense to go for an MBA right after college. Because by that point, you don't understand either the business side of it or the administration side of it. You haven't worked in a large company. You don't know how systems work. So जब तक you don't know how systems work, how can you expect कि they're telling you 20 different case studies and you'll be able to understand that and relate that, right? So, which is why I was never in the favor of doing an MBA right after college. But what incidentally happened is within my close circle, so there were 5 of us close friends, 3 were taking the CAT, right? And they want to go the non-tech and typical route. Me and one of our friends, Archit, I think you know him as well, right? So he wasn't. we weren't planning to take the CAT. We were more into the tech side, like ठीक है यार उसकी he was placed in Zomato, I was placed in Goldman. We'll just go for that or whatever. So that was the strategy there. But a month before it, जब application आए, he just told me कि कर देते हैं, अगर 2 साल बाद देना होगा, pattern समझ आ जाएगा. We were like cool. So we applied and then we combined took like okay वो एक जो test series होती है I think time की. So we took that test series and we just took that test series to understand कि यार pattern ऐसा है. अच्छा 3 section होते हैं, इतने marks का होता है, इतना time देना होता है, just to understand those things. So we did that. And incidentally, I mean, I don't know what happened. I just lucked out that day on the CAT day. So I have a strategy right from the days of JEE, which I learned. I try and go for attempting the maximum number of questions, right? I mean, even in JEE mains, I ended up attempting all questions. That's what I did even with CAT, right? I ended up attempting all questions. I was like, ठीक है, नहीं भी आ रहा तो 2 option eliminate हो गए, 2 में I'll take a chance and just go for this one. So that's the strategy I followed. And I mean, with CAT, right, the way they structure it, it's a lot more about your general aptitude rather than what you've studied. I mean, you can't study a lot for CAT by its very nature. You don't even have full 2 minutes for a question. You have less than 2 minutes for a question. This year, it's less than 1 minute for a question, I believe, right? So you don't have 2 minutes. Even if you've studied a concept, वो formula लिख के apply करने में you take the amount of time. उतने में question का time exhaust हो जाएगा, right? So which is why it's a lot more about aptitude and again pattern recognition and finding those patterns. So which is why that's what ended up happening. I lucked out. I mean, I genuinely believe that, and I got 99.96 percentile. Post that, I mean, once I got that, and yeah, even I was equally surprised. But post that, I mean, people were like, "Acha, interview to de de," particularly, right? And interview के लिए, again, I tried to join a class, जो एक standard interview class होती है. They prepare you for the interview, and it's a lot more about general affairs. So in CAT, again, the common knowledge is they ask you about general affairs. ये क्या हो रहा है? Who's the president of Niti Aayog, for example, and what was speak at length about the telecom industry, about the banking industry, what happened in 1991 liberalization, stuff like that, right? That is common knowledge. That's typically what they try to do. I joined those classes, right? Again, I was a little too lazy, so which is why again did not end up benefiting a lot from that, and did not honestly learn a lot, particularly related to the interview process. But what ended up happening again is one good thing backing me was my CV, right? So by that point, the Healthy Company had done extremely well. We were at multi-crore revenues, for example. We had investor interest and we had been featured in the news as well. So by that point, THC had done quite well. So my only thing was, okay, going in, they might just like THC and end up selecting me. And going into the interviews, that's what happened. So all 3 of my interviews, right, they're typically 20 minutes. I had like 40 minutes to an hour long interviews for each of them. And it was just focused around THC, right? Literally, because again, it comes back to the same thing that I mentioned, that they have 30 applicants, all of whom are either 99.96 or to 100 percentile. I was one of the lower percentiles even in the IIM Ahmedabad interview, right? All better percentiles than me. Second thing is they ask you for GPA. That was also better than me. So they have a thing wherein you need more than 8.5 to 9 GPA in IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and Calcutta. They gave you extra points. वो तो मेरा था ही नहीं आसपास, right? I was like 8.2 or something. So again, so all of those theoretically, मेरे को पता था selection नहीं होना. But what ended up happening is it's a lot more about people, right? They liked me as a person. They were like, okay, he's doing something different, and he's tried to do something different in college, and वो sort of एक highlight create हो गया. So these are these highlights they look for in any person. So मेरे लिए it was THC. And that's what they really focused on. Okay, in college, how have you grown this company so much, and how do you think about things? So that's what ended up happening in all 3 interviews there, to be very honest. And I ended up getting selected. Again, if they asked me a lot more about the standard questions that they asked, मेरे को answers रटे हुए नहीं थे. It would have been completely out of my knowledge of what I know. I read the newspaper and everything. It should have been out of my knowledge, but touch wood, that didn't happen. So I got through all 3 essentially.
So what are your future plans now? Are you gonna join Goldman Sachs, or you are gonna continue with THC, या फिर you are joining IIM this year?
So I mean, to answer question simply, I'm continuing with THC, right? Continue running the company, and obviously trying to achieve it, trying to do with THC. Particularly, I mean, I don't have anything against the other two options. Just to give you some context there, the reason I'm not joining Goldman Sachs per se is it's because I mean I feel this is something I can anyway always do. I mean, this is something like if you have a degree from NSIT and you know you're a semi-decent coder, right? So I believe I'm just an above average coder. I'm nowhere near the best coders in my batch, right? But I'm an above average coder. I have a degree from NSIT. I've done some cool projects and I have a lot of work to show. So which is why I can always just go for a corporate route. Maybe, you know, if let's say this fails and even let's say I don't do an MBA or whatever, I can join after 2 years for the Goldman Sachs kahan ja rahi hai, or for that matter any company kahan ja rahi hai. There are always opportunities there. On the IIM front, right, it's again a little more nuanced, but just goes back to it just didn't make sense to do an MBA right after college, particularly because you can't relate a lot of the things, and it's at some point you got to just stop chasing the degree tag and just try and do something you really want to do. But what I've done is try to mitigate that risk with a backup, in the sense I have deferred my admit to IIM Ahmedabad by a couple of years, right? So so IIM Ahmedabad has this option. So I was like, you know, it's a golden egg for me. So I've deferred it by 2 years. So I'm going to run THC for 2 years and hopefully a lot more than that. But in case you know things don't work out, I can always just go back to IIM and IMA and pursue that MBA degree and just take it forward from there. You know, those things aren't going anywhere. But you know, THC is something that you don't get these opportunities a lot of times, and I realized, you know, even the faith that a lot of other people have shown in us and to be able to execute this. So it's just a matter of taking that and running THC, and it's a lot more fun. Yeah, I'm doing it with my best friend. We have an amazing team. You know, all of the people on the team, we're all good friends. We enjoy each other together, and I mean, so yeah, it's a lot more fun to run THC. So I think that was the main decision metric that I chose to go.
That's really great. So one last question for you. Do you have any suggestions like?
So I mean, particularly, right, my suggestions have a lot to do with luck, right? If you've seen, I've mentioned a lot of times you know, I lucked out there. But I really genuinely believe, I mean, that the way you can get luckier is just try a different bunch of things, right? When I came into college, I did not come in with a set opinion कि मेरे को CAT करना है, so मेरे को non-tech जाना है, मेरे को tech में जाना है, tech में I want to do competitive coding or development or anything. I just took each day as it comes and I just experimented a whole lot, right? And coming to advice, one essential thing I'd like to advise to all of you juniors is do not ask us guys for advice. And I'll tell you why. Because we guys at the max, हम तुमसे 1 साल, 2 साल, 3 साल बड़े हैं, right? Even we have that same tunnel vision and in the same race कि you know ये करना है, then ये करना है, ये ऐसे career build होगा. We honestly don't know any better than you guys do. It's just that हमने 1 साल ज़्यादा देख लिया तो हम 1-2 चीजें बता सकते हैं. If you really want advice, right, talk to people who are 10 years elder to you, who are 15 years elder to you. Whatever is your dream job, just try and figure out, अच्छा ये बंदा is the closest thing living my dream life, and try and talk to them, because then they'll tell you everything from a much longer term perspective of how things work out. And you know, you don't want to be in a position कि यार अभी तुम एक चीज pursue कर रहे हो, काम कर रहे हो, you think this is what you want, 40 साल के हो गए, suddenly you realize यार कि okay, this is not something I wanted to do with my life. I'm not even sure I'm enjoying it, right? And I'm not sure I want to continue to do that. And this clarity you can only get by 2 things. Number one, as I said, just try out a bunch of things, right? So usse you may not find the thing you like to do, right? That's what people think, यार कि मेरे को मिला नहीं है what I love to do, which is fine, but you definitely know कि यार ये तो करना नहीं है, so ये तो eliminate कर देता हूँ मैं particularly. So that is number one. And the second thing is, like, ask for advice to people who are at least 10 years or 15 years elder to you. That really helped me. Spending time with people who are 30, 35, 40 years old, that gives you a new perspective that someone like me can never give you guys, or someone else of my age or, you know, within this 5-year bracket cannot really give you. So try and do that. So, you know, those are, I believe, you know, 2 piece of advice. And obviously, you know, if you do these things, right, if you try out multiple things, CV automatically build ho jayega, to be very honest, right? So I tell you what, after my first year, after my second year, I had done 2 internships already. So Goldman was my third internship in a way. So the first one was this Gurgaon police cyber crime internship thi, I saw its ad कि अच्छा ये क्या है, and we like चलो apply करते हैं, let's see what this is about. In that internship, I ended up doing a crime prediction project using machine learning and AI, and that ended up being actually a part of their highlight projects of that year. उसके बाद I got a chance to do an internship at TD Data, which is the parent company of Dell Communications, right? So I ended up doing an internship there, and that really clarified कि यार okay, I'm not sure if I want to have this cubicle sort of life particularly, because it was a very strict MNC wala culture, right? Not like Goldman or a lot of the new tech companies. They have a very chill culture, but I ended up learning a lot more there about structures, processes, particularly, and from there I gained a lot of knowledge, which really helped me in my interviews and in my future projects. So which is why just be open to doing a lot of things. Don't decide too early, like very honestly, right? Do not decide in the first year or the second year itself that this I want to do. Give other things a shot, and if you don't like them, you can always come back. I mean, life is long, right? We're just 21, 22 years old. We can afford to fail. Like fail as much as you want to. We can afford to fail. क्या होगा? It's beyond hand to mouth, right? अगर ऐसे नहीं, if we fail तो हम रात खाना नहीं मिलेगा हमें, right? We are much better off. We are much more privileged than our parents ever were, and it's important to recognize that we are a lot more privileged. So which is why it's absolutely fine failing. Don't worry too much about failing and just try out a bunch of things.
So it was really nice talking to you. Thank you so much for taking out your time.
Absolutely. Thanks, Anishant. Great chatting with you.